Well, hello there, Leo. It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your 2023 tarot reading. So I'm actually breaking this down into 3 different sections. We'll have one section about the overall general reading for the year, and then another section on career and money, and the third on love and relationships. So those different sections are in the timestamped in the description box below if you would like to skip ahead to one of those sections. All right, so let's just see what your overall energy for the year. Animal spirit, vulture spirit, nothing is wasted, and ascending the mountain, keep going forward. Okay, so I feel like, you're definitely on the right path. There's almost an energy here of feeling perhaps you're not on the right path, or kind of almost questioning. 2022 you may have seen with ascending the mountain, you may have seen like a lot of obstacles on your path. Just kind of like this has been an uphill climb all year long, right? And it's an energy. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. There's almost an energy of, I don't know if I'm on the right path. Am I climbing the right mountain? Worried about time, energy, money that you may have, used to get yourself to this point, and kind of wondering, was it all a waste? And it definitely was not. Okay, so like I said, we're going to break this into general kind of overall message for the year, and then career and money, and finally love and romance. So we'll take a look at your present energy as you start this year, and then also obstacles or areas of resistance on your path, and then finally advice from spirit about how you can make this the best year ever. So let's see what we have here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so on the bottom, we have loss, and we have the Ten of Swords, and then we have a man holding a heart. It does not have to be a romantic connection, but to me, the heart part is coming out. Something has ended that was near and dear to your heart. It could have been a romantic connection. It could have been a career. It could have been any relationship, right? It could have been, this energy of just, one thing after another not working out, this overall sense, perhaps. So I'm sending you lots of love and hugs, because that is a difficult energy to be starting the year off with. This energy of something, you've lost something. And since it was so near and dear to your heart, it's kind of like, oh my goodness, do I really want to go on, on this path? Maybe I just, call it quits and go in a different direction. So nothing is wasted. The experience of whatever you have lost, and with the Ten of Swords, it's a difficult ending. Whatever you have lost, there are blessings within that, and that is what you're being asked to focus on, because your energy for 2023 is beautiful. So it's okay. The worst is behind you. Knowing that the worst is behind you, and that 2023 is like this new year. It's kind of like a carpet that you can roll out. What do you want that carpet to look like? So let's go ahead and get into the tarot. So the first overall, look at this. You have victory. Victory, the sense of becoming victorious this year, finding yourself at the summit of the mountain, not climbing the mountain, but being victorious at the very top of this mountain, kind of with your arms up in the air and going, yes, I did it. What you are going through at this time, or have been experiencing over the last year, has been in preparation, has helped you perhaps find courage within you that you never thought you would have. It could be, that you have learned so much more about your sense of perseverance, resilience, your ability to forgive, to love, to whatever it is. It's kind of like, okay, that the experiences of the past have gotten me to this point where I am going to feel victorious. Yeah, because Your present energy starting the year is you have family and death. Something has come to an end in perhaps in a family situation. It could be that one chapter of your life or one role in your life, in your family, has ended, and now you're ready to start another chapter. It could be even like, your youngest child has gone off to college, and now you're no longer, just the parent. You're still parenting, but they're kind of out on their own, right? All of a sudden you're an empty nester, something like that. For some of you, you could have, lost a family member in 2022. Something that was difficult, somebody that was really near and dear to your heart. And if that's the case, I really send you love and hugs, because there's this energy of understanding either something has come to an end, whether it's a person in your life or in your family that you are no longer talking to, or the relationship has changed in some way. Something is ended, but endings also bring new beginnings. And that's what we have to remember with the death card. And I feel, once again, this was an ending that, perhaps you did not want to have happen. This could have been somebody that was really near and dear to your heart. Yeah. I feel like for some reason this person could have betrayed you. They could have even kind of, with the Wheel of Fortune here, I almost feel like they could have kind of taken advantage of your time, your energy, your love, your money. Okay, there's almost a sense this person could have even kind of, taken advantage of your good graces, but nothing is wasted. Understanding that, there's almost an energy here of Wheel of Fortune, High Priestess, Ten of Pentacles underneath that what you may have lost because of this situation, especially if somebody took advantage of your good graces or betrayed you in some way, that you are going to be benefiting from the way that you handled yourself in the situation. You took the high road, and that is going to benefit you. You don't see it yet, but this difficult situation that you've been in is going to bring you the Four of Wands, happy family, happy home, celebration, victory. Okay, so you can't see it at this time, but it is about keep going forward, keep moving. Don't allow this loss to, have you say, forget it, I'm not going forward, moving forward in your life, on your path, on what is important to you, on the goals that you have set for yourself, the adventures that you would like to take, is about, you will be celebrating those. So keep moving forward, because your big obstacle here is the vast universe and the Empress. The Empress energy is mother energy. So either you could be a mother or a parent, or you could be dealing with a mother or a parent. That could be part of it. But understanding that this situation is on your path. The Empress is an energy of truly loving yourself, of being able to rebirth, to be that phoenix rising, to see the victory, okay? Even when something has taken so long, has been so difficult. Going up this mountain has seemed, tremendously difficult, but you keep going, and that is because you love yourself. You're birthing your dream. She's pregnant there. It's kind of like birthing your dream, birthing this new chapter of your life, allowing yourself to love yourself, to continue on this path, knowing that you are gaining spiritual wisdom, your angels and your spirit guides are cheering for you. They know that you have the strength and the perseverance to keep going forward. So let's see what your advice is. Yes, I love this. Planning in action, and then, the Six of Swords, which is such a lovely energy here. It's the energy of seeing the silver linings in the black cloud. Understanding, okay, something ended that was near and dear to your heart. But out of that, there are some certain blessings, okay, that maybe you can't see at this time, or maybe you're starting to recognize, right? but planning and action, making the plans, taking the actions to keep going on your path. So let's go ahead and clarify that. If you think back to some difficult times, before this situation that you have had, or if you take the time, I did this once and I was like, wow, this is so eye-opening. But to take all of those difficult times and map them out, all of them, and then see the silver lining in all of that, understanding that, wow, all of that took me on this path that I would maybe not have asked for completely, although you have, right? But it's kind of like, now I see the silver lining in all of that. That job that you lost that suddenly helps you to gain a new job that is just so much more fulfilling and more financially rewarding, right? Those situations in your life where at first you thought this was detrimental to you, suddenly you realize on down the path, that actually was a good thing that happened. It was difficult at the time, but now I can look back and see what I gained out of that situation. And I feel like that's what this is. It's kind of like your advice here is plan, take action on what it is that you are trying to bring in. Don't worry about what you have lost, right? It's kind of like focus on what it is that you want. Yeah, because here it's a focusing, and we have the Empress energy coming out again with the King of Pentacles, so a really lovely energy here of understanding that, stepping back into your energy of wanting, this is the divine masculine and feminine energies coming together, but the Empress is once again this energy of the Phoenix rising, of having the financial, once again, I think some of you had somebody maybe take advantage of you financially. And in that case, that is coming back to you. The rewards are coming your way because we have the Ten of Cups here, the Six of Pentacles, bringing balance back into your work area or your finances. There is this strong energy here. I feel like for some of you, you may have really struggled financially in 2022. But now this year, you are going to see victory in this area. Just keep moving forward, understanding that everything that has come onto your path has been for a certain reason. Your spirit guides and angels, even if it didn't seem like it at the time, they've been maneuvering situations on your path in order to help set you into this position where, the Ten of Cups is true fulfillment. It is about family too, so I'm going to put that out there, but bringing balance into your family, into your work sector, your relationships, but also the sense of, once again, having a strong financial, sense of victory and stability. So I really love that energy. All right, so let's look at your career and money sector, seventh chakra. So this is really about you tapping into, through your intuition, tapping into your higher self. Once again, kind of like having that conversation with your higher self, with Source. Is spending time, perhaps meditating. The burdens that you may have had in the previous is kind of like tapping into that, seeing the solutions, okay? Understanding that everything doesn't have to be hard work. That sometimes when we allow ourselves to tap into our intuition, we can see the bigger picture. And I feel like there's a little bit of that. It's kind of like you're understanding that the mountains, it's not one mountain, it's a mountain range, right? And seeing the bigger picture about how things that have played out in your life are bringing you to a better sense of financial stability, of more joy and abundance in your career and money sector. Yeah, so we have new supportive connections, and then the Three of Swords. Once again, I feel like, in 2022, it was your career and money sector, perhaps around a relationship. Okay. So for some of you, you could have maybe gotten a divorce in 2022 or something like that. and had a difficult, disappointing year financially, right? Because of that, or some turn of events in your life. So with the new supportive connections, I like this. You're overcoming this disappointment because there are new people coming onto your path. Once again, that sense in the general, you had that sense of somebody leaving your life, right? But what you don't understand is that that person leaving your life has also bringing in space for new people to come in, new people that are going to be supportive of your career, your creative projects, what it is that you're trying to put out into the world. I'm also getting a sense that whatever you have been through is also becoming part of your career and money sector. Okay, perhaps you're deciding to create a blog or a YouTube channel or an ebook or something like that about the difficulty that you've gone through. This could also be, joining a support group or something like that, realizing how many other people also are struggling with the same kind of energy that you have. You could have had to walk away from a family member that perhaps was, had an addiction issue or something like that. You finally had to end that the toxicity of that relationship, perhaps even estranging yourself from that person. But out of that, you're finding new supportive people that can help you to move forward on your path, to then also doing not only your own healing, but helping other people to also heal from something that is similar. That is part of our spiritual path. So I really like this energy, because whatever has occurred in 2022, you are truly finding new people coming into your path on 2023. Yeah, look at this, and manifesting, on the bottom, you have the Magician. So we're going to come back to that because I'm getting a message here. Okay, so you're showing up, Leo, in your own thing. But it is, with the Judgment card, it's about making choices that are clear for you, tapping into your higher self, tapping into your angels, into your intuition, into source, and making those decisions that are good for you. I feel like in the past, this is the energy of whatever happened in previously, okay? So I feel like somebody, these two cards coming right out next to each other, somebody that was extremely manipulative and then ended it, or you may have had to end it because you found out something. This is somebody that's highly manipulative. Once again, it could have been, somebody that was involved in, some type of an addiction or something like that, where you were trying to perhaps help them. They were lying to you about, the help that they were getting. There was just a lot of secrecy or a lot of lies in this, whatever this relationship is that you've either had to end, or perhaps they decide to walk away from you. Either way, it was very difficult for you. I feel like you think I wasted so much time. For some of you, especially if it was like a child of yours, you may have spent an enormous amount of money trying to find them help, helping to pay for, a rehabilitation, or a facility or something to help them. And it's kind of like, now it's, you've parted ways, and you're kind of like, oh my goodness, that was not a waste. You did that out of compassion and love for someone, right? Someone that was near and dear to you. That was not a waste. I feel like, there's a little bit of, could I have done more for this person? That energy of kind of shame or guilt, it's kind of a contradiction. I gave too much and I didn't do enough, So now the focus is, because I think in the past, the focus was on that person, on trying to help that person or help that relationship heal. And now you're like, okay, I have to put the focus back on me. What is good for me? What is good for my life moving forward? And the Queen of Wands, I love this energy here because it's you stepping back into your confidence. I feel like these new supportive connections that are coming in are going to help you to see. For some reason, I think for some of you, it won't relate to everybody, but for some of you, you may feel very alone in this, this feeling like maybe there's nobody else that has experienced something that I have. This is where I feel like all of a sudden you recognize, okay, perhaps through a support group or just, getting online and finding some, support, that there are a lot of people that are experiencing some similar pain to yours. And that is helping you. That's kind of inspiring you to go on to this new path, to helping yourself heal, right? Finishing out that healing, but then also helping other people heal. Yeah, because your area of resistance, your obstacles that you don't see how this is going to bring so many positive changes in your life, because it's almost like you're still going up the mountain. You're in the midst of it, Have you, I've been in 3 tornadoes, okay? And, when the tornado has passed and you go outside, or whatever, and in one of the tornadoes, the house was totaled, it was gone. You go outside and you're in the midst of this chaos, of people just being almost shell-shocked, right? One minute you had a home, the next minute you don't. It's almost that type of energy where you feel like, when you're in the midst of all that chaos, you don't even know where to start, right? It's almost that energy. I remember, it's just kind of like, where do you start? When your possessions, your home is just scattered, and the stuff that you have is in other people's property, right? And their stuff is in yours. And it's just kind of like, it's such chaos. You don't even know where to start. There's almost that type of energy right here that you are quickly going to overcome. I had a good friend that moved just this week, and I went over to, the movers were there, the movers left, and then I went over and I was just going to help her, like, kind of pick up her bedroom and make her bed for her, just to try, because she was going to spend the night in the house. And the house was total chaos. I mean, it really was. And I've moved actually 33 times. I've moved so many times. I'm very good at moving, right? And it doesn't quite overwhelm me like it does other people. She looked shell-shocked. It was like, oh my goodness, like, I don't even know where to start. And I was like, one box at a time. What is that saying? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. It's like, you don't need to know how far you have to go. You don't need to know how you're going to get there. It's just taking that first step, right? It's just eating the elephant one bite at a time. It's unpacking one box at a time. Don't look at all the other boxes. Just choose one box, empty that box, get rid of that box. Okay, now I'll go to the next box. And I feel like that is the energy that you have here, because your advice is, to allow yourself to detach, okay, from, I feel like, the role that you may have played in, whatever this situation is, whether it was a business that ended, it was a career that ended. I really feel like for a lot of you, it's almost like financial, discord or something, that has really kind of changed your life. It's allowing yourself to detach from the role, the identity that you may have played in that situation. Okay. And realizing, okay, I can go forth and find new people on my path. And I really love this energy, because sometimes when we get, just kind of like when I was in the tornado, right? You can fall into this mentality of, I am the victim of a tornado, right? I'm a tornado survivor. You kind of go into this energy of being the survivor Okay, that can happen when we end a relationship, especially like a romantic relationship or a career, right? We can go into that energy of just, okay, I just have to survive. I just have to put one foot in front of the other, right? I have to eat the elephant. I'm just going to take one bite at a time. At some point, okay, there is that energy where we have to just go into the survival mode, right? And then at some point, we have to be careful not to kind of attach ourselves to that survival mode, to switch to the thrive mode. That, I feel, Leo, is where you are going. Okay, you are detaching yourself from being a survivor into being someone that overcomes your obstacles, whatever they are at this time, and becomes the teacher for other people. Because once we move from survival mode, we can move into the thriving mode. We don't do a lot of living when we're in survival mode. And sometimes we're put in that position. But there is wisdom that we can gain when we're in the survival mode. The important thing is not to get stuck there, to do the work that we need to survive the situation, to get back to where maybe we were, okay, or whatever is coming up onto our path. And then to switch into that energy of, okay, I got this, I'm good now, kind of like cleaning up after that tornado. Okay, the debris is gone and now I'm ready to rebuild. And that is what the Empress is, rebuilding your life. I feel like that is what 2023 is all about, rebuilding your life. You cleaned up the debris of the tornado in 2022. For some of you, maybe finishing that up, that's fine. Everybody's on a different timeline, but you're finishing that up. You're finishing the survival mode and truly stepping into the thriving mode. Yeah, look at this. Gosh, you are moving on from the difficulties of the past, because here it is. When you allow yourself to detach from I'm just surviving, that role, that mentality that we have about I'm just a survivor, right? And move into that thriving. Look at what happens. The 10 of Pentacles, you have the King of Pentacles and the Empress coming out again. So it's this energy of coming into somebody that can perhaps, I feel like for a lot of you, this could be a teacher on your path. You could be a teacher for them. I feel like, it's bringing you major financial rewards. So whatever you may have lost in the past is definitely being replaced here. This sense of being really on top of your finances, being able to really harness this Phoenix rising energy of thriving, of stepping into, okay, I don't have to just think about how am I going to pay the bills. Now I'm stepping into this energy of what can I create? How can I help other people? Wow, lovely, lovely energy. So in your career and money sector, I feel like you truly are overcoming some major obstacle from the past, stepping into that energy of having the strength to make the choices that are important for you and are for your higher self. Dropping any attachments you have to, I'm a survivor, I'm just going to survive this, right? And realizing, wait a minute, I can help other people that have also experienced this same type of thing. I can become a teacher. I can become the wise one. I am the wise one, and I can share my wisdom with others, which helps to bring you financial rewards. All right, so let's now move on to your love sector. So let's see what we have here. Angel of Strength. There's your energy. Your energy is really coming out in 2023. If in 2022 you didn't feel like yourself, right? Then I think in 2023, your Leo energy is showing up a lot. I feel like you're stepping back into, the energy of, yeah, I'm going for it. I want victory in my life. I want to definitely rise from the ashes. So let's see what we have here. Creative endeavor and Ace of Swords. Now, this is in your relationship sector, romance, but it can be also other relationships. I feel like you're putting your focus on creating something, perhaps because of what has happened in the past. Asking yourself, could I start a blog? Could I start a YouTube channel? Could I write a book? Could I start doing seminars for people? And out of that, you are also going to be making connections because it's helping you to step back into your strength. When we start to help other people in a positive way, right? Not over helping, but sharing our wisdom, then we become more confident, and I feel like that's where you are. You're stepping into and I feel like that is where you are. You're stepping into your truth. You're sharing your wisdom. So let's see where this is going. Temperance, Six of Cups. Yeah. I feel like there is a little bit of whatever happened in 2022 or previously. Part of it, we have the Six of Cups coming in. So I feel like part of it is because of some type of maybe feeling of obligation or limiting belief that you may have had from childhood, right? Part of this is that you are breaking the shackles from that, understanding, okay, I kind of got myself into this situation, okay, because I really and truly thought the world worked one way. Once again, maybe it was a child of yours, okay, and you're estranged or something like that. You may have stayed in that situation really long because you, from childhood, felt like parents should support their child no matter what, right? But now what you're understanding is at some point that can become toxic, right? And allowing yourself that freedom, okay, from a certain relationship. I also feel like, because before I had that energy of feeling some guilt or shame around what happened in that relationship. Also, stepping into the energy of being independent and saying, yeah, well, that's partly because I believed this from childhood. With the Temperance energy here, you're balancing out what you learned as a child, perhaps, or grew up with what it is that you are now having, access to, this wisdom that you have gained. And being able to balance that out is part of the truth that you are willing to share, to perhaps start some new venture in order to share the wisdom. And I know this is relationships, but I feel like part of this is you're moving out of that energy of surviving into thriving very early in 2023. When you move into the thriving, okay, that's when you can attract in a new romantic partner. You really and truly don't want to attract somebody new in when you're in survival mode, because we attract in what we are. You really don't want to attract in somebody that is perhaps stuck in the survival mode. You are trying to, be the phoenix rising, moving up into the thriving. I am living life again, right? And then you will attract in this new romantic partner. And that's what you're working on. I really like this energy because you're distancing yourself from perhaps some beliefs that you had in the past. And this distancing is putting you on a path to meet, to attract in somebody that also feels the same way that you do now that you have gone through this experience. Once again, they're coming back with this vulture spirit. Nothing is wasted. Part of this is that now you see relationships in a different way. You've gained a lot of knowledge, wisdom, right? Through that experience with this relationship. So I feel like that is part of it. You're being able to incorporate that as you meet new people moving forward on your path that may be romantic connections. So your obstacle is that you have the stuck energy and yet you're looking for the sun to shine. Once again, that energy of wanting perhaps new love to come into your life, and yet you're still not you may not have yet quite done all of the healing in order to attract in the person that you're looking for. Yes, but you will. And we have the Emperor, and I'm going to say you have the Empress here, right? Yeah, it's still, you're still walking down your path, overcoming any emotions. The King of Cups is the master of emotions, being able to not react to triggers. Being able to make decisions about how to move forward instead of reacting to things that happen in our life. That is what you are doing. You are stepping into this energy of being able to make plans and action and not allow your emotions to derail you from the goals that you are setting for yourself or the dreams you are trying to bring into your life. And you're finding victory in that. That is beautiful. It really and truly is. That is part of, this moving from survivor to thriver too, is being able to not allow our emotions to derail us from the victories that we are looking for. So I love this energy because, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe it. Look, we have true love and Wheel of Fortune. This is exactly right. This is exactly where you are coming from when you overcome, perhaps the guilt, the shame, the remorse that you may feel about this situation. Okay, recognizing that you did do your very best in that situation, that you have gained so much wisdom because of that situation, detaching yourself from what you thought you should do instead of what your heart was trying to help you do, right? I feel like for some of you, you thought that you were supposed to do something, okay, based on the way that you grew up. Your heart, your soul were telling you, listen, this person is taking advantage of you, of your kindness, of your compassion, right? They took something from you, whatever that was. But now you've kind of overcome that. You're recognizing that we're all on our path separately, right? And yet at the same time, our paths intertwine. Something that you maybe didn't think you were willing to let go of, once you realize, yes, that was not good for me, right? That there's, that relationship or that experience has expired. It's time for me to move on. When you allowed yourself, gave yourself permission, loved yourself enough to move on, right? You gain your truth about how you can help other people. I feel like that's what it is. You're stepping into this energy of helping others overcome something that that was difficult. You've overcome it. You're moving into that thriving mode, right? And because of that, you can look at yourself in the mirror and truly love who you are. You're no longer shackled to some belief or feeling of guilt or shame. You're loving yourself, every single bit of yourself. Something that a situation that you may have hid even from your other family members, or maybe even, from your best friends or something like that. You're willing to share your story. When you're willing to share your story, the abundance comes in. And, the Wheel of Fortune, we're talking about your love, your romantic relationship sector, right? So the wheel turns there. Your relationships, all relationships, will get much more deep. But also, you're attracting in romantic partners that love your story, love you for who you are. And I feel like there is this energy of, I can't share my story. If I share my story, there's, guilt or shame attached to it. Or, you feel that's your ego telling you that. But by sharing your story, by loving your story, by sharing your story, the wheel turns for you, I think financially, but also in your relationship sectors. For some of you, you may feel like you've kind of pulled away from a lot of your friends or your family at this time because of this situation, but it's kind of like now they're going to have a deeper understanding. I think you fear that they're going to reject you. They're actually going to embrace you, bring you compassion, love you even more because you're being vulnerable enough to share your story. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, It's just beautiful. This is bringing in, something that is really taking you into a new world, an opportunity. When you're stepping, I feel like in 2023, it's about reconnecting to your own love for yourself that helps you to become more open and to attract in people that see you for who you are, the beautiful Leo that you are. The difficult ending, right? Trying to figure out it's almost like, how do I spin what happened in the past? How do I spin that? How do I tell that story without really telling the whole story? And I feel like, it's kind of like, do I tell the story or do I not tell the story? Do I tell the whole story or do I tell just part of it? I think you're stepping into this energy of what I have been through, okay, is part of who I am. And, really and truly being proud, stepping into this sense of being compassionate for yourself for what you have done. What you have accomplished as you have gone through this difficult ending, this situation, truly loving yourself, the way, sure, maybe there's some things that, you wish you could have done differently or something like that, but take yourself back, with the Six of Cups. It's kind of like, take yourself back and look at what you have been through, as if you were a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old, giving your inner child, okay, here, the compassion that what you have been through has been difficult, that you did a really good job. You did your best, we all do. We all get up every day, and I won't say, okay, but most of us, if you're here at this channel, you get up every day and you're asking yourself, how can I make today a good day? How can I help other people, right? How can I share my love and light with others? You don't get up and say, how can I hurt other people? We all accidentally hurt other people, or even sometimes we make decisions that we think are the best decision and then somebody doesn't like it. But go back to yourself, to your inner child. Give yourself credit for what it is that you wanted to do. You had good intentions. I think that's the key. Your intentions here were near and dear, and loving yourself, stepping into this energy of, I did do the best I could. I took the high road as often and as much as I possibly can. I love this energy. I really and truly do, because this is what attracts in man holding a heart, right? This is what attracts in new romantic partners, is because when we can step into that energy of truly loving ourselves, even when times were difficult, then what happens is we share that, we express that, we become more vulnerable, we're authentic, and other people love us too. We can't be perfect, and when we pretend that we're perfect, people can see that, they can see through that facade. We've all had our missteps, right? If you haven't had any missteps, you haven't really lived life. So it's about understanding we've all had our missteps. I don't have to sugarcoat what has happened in the past. I'm going to tell the story and tell it truthfully, So I love this energy. All right, let's pull an angel card for you. And Leo, I do personal readings. If you'd like a personal 2023 tarot reading, the information is in the description box below. I would really be honored to do a reading for you. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Trust. You're looking at a situation from a purely physical perspective, and therefore you cannot see the bigger picture. Oh, the blessings interwoven within this event. Oh my goodness, where is my Six of Cups? My Six of Swords. Here it is. The blessings, the silver linings of this situation, right? We, your angels, urge you to trust, for all will work out the best way possible. Let go of your fear and apprehension and allow God's healing energy to flow to you. Trust, for all will heal in ways you never thought possible. Oh my goodness. Oh, Leo, how beautiful is that? Oh my goodness. Yes, trust. Trust yourself. That's where it starts. Trusting yourself. loving every single aspect of yourself. You are perfect just the way you are. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Nothing has been wasted. You have gained so much knowledge, information about yourself. Compassion. I think you have more compassion, more empathy for other people that have gone through something that is similar to what you have gone through. That empathy is going to shine through. That empathy is going to bring you victory, financial rewards, and love. Well, I'm going to leave it there. Leo, I do wish you a very happy new year. Much love and light to you in 2023. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.